The muscles on the neck can be found on both our head model and our muscle person model. So when I'm looking at the head model and I'm looking for muscles of the neck, the best way to do this is to sort of flip this head model up. And if we look underneath the mandible, we're going to see this broad muscle that is kind of spanning from one side of the mandible to the other. Its striations are transverse, meaning it's going across this way. That is going to be your mylohyoid. Now on top and more superficial to the mylohyoid, we have this muscle. We see it on both sides. Remember that muscles are paired, so we have one on the right, one on the left. This one is called the digastric. Digastric means two bellies. This is considered the anterior belly, and if I continue on, I can see it hooks up on the hyoid bone, and it is this posterior muscle coming up towards the back of the skull. So this would be the posterior belly. So digastric is here, but also here, as it has an anterior and a posterior belly. Now the muscle right in front of that looks very similar to the digastric is called the stylohyoid. We call it that because if you feel right here, you can feel the styloid process coming off the temporal bone. It attaches there and then it attaches at the hyoid, calling it the stylohyoid muscle because it's named after its attachment points. Now the next one is the sternohyoid, which means that we're going to have to use our muscle person model here to show that. Now, if I'm looking up underneath the neck, I can see my digastric muscle here. I can see the mylohyoid, which goes across the whole thing. But when I'm looking at the neck, this right here is the hyoid bone. The sternum would come down right here. So the muscle that is more medial is called the sternohyoid. And the muscle that is more lateral is called the omohyoid. It actually comes from the hyoid bone and comes all the way down here and to the acromion process on the scapula. So the one that is medial is the sternohyoid, and the one that is lateral is the omohyoid. The sternocleidomastoid is a really large muscle in the neck that comes down from the mastoid process of the temporal bone, and it comes down and articulates with the sternum and the clavicle. That's why it's called the sternocleidomastoid. This is a very large muscle in your neck.